Getting to the Ilan-Lael Foundation is not easy. Once you leave Highway 78, you're on a dirt road for a bit before you arrive here. Even if you have an inkling of what to expect, being here at first leads to questions both simple, what is this place, and profound, why is this place? Ask AI and you get an answer that's rather unsatisfying. 10 acres of integrated natural landscape and art structures. It is 10 acres, and the 14 structures on this land are certainly designed and made with art in mind. But why? Ilan-Lael Foundation Executive Director Marianne Gertis has the best answers you're likely to find, and they all relate to its creator, Jim Hubbell.
When Jim was really a child, he decided to seek beauty but never try to define it. Those are his words, not mine. What that means is he was going to use his ability to make art as a balance to some of the negativity that existed in the world. And so you see that in so much here in this place, this world he wanted to live in. It's filled with beauty because that's what nurtured his soul.
Here you can say you came to see the art and the buildings and mean exactly the same thing. Gertis says the property is broken into two pieces, the dividing line forced in 2003 by the disastrous Cedar Fire. But from the ashes arose a series of new structures that have propelled Ilan-Lael forward in its mission.
This is the place where the public enters Ilan-Lael and where we host most of our workshops and public events that happen up here. And that includes the buildings that you see behind me, the foundation where we have an office and we have meeting space. We keep an art archive of Jim's work.
Most of the buildings on the other side of the divide survived the fire with little or no damage.
Which represent Jim and Ann's original home, and that's the historically designated part of the property. That comprises their residences where they lived, the studios where Jim made his art, and two galleries where he displays a lot of his art and used as a place to store artistic creations.
Jim and Ann's house is off limits to visitors, but fortunately this isn't. This is the boys' house. Gertis says it's a favorite, and you can see why, especially when you step inside. This is where the four Hubbell sons grew up. Calling it magical is an understatement.
A marvelous example of the inclusive nature of the way Jim designs architecture. So everything from the dome-shaped exterior to the elaborate interior with handmade tiles on the floor and mosaics of birds and other creatures and abalone shells in the bathroom, stained glass throwing light all over the rooms at different places at different times of the year. It's just a jewel.
All four Hubbell sons are involved with the foundation. 3 of them sit on the board. That includes the youngest, Brennan. He was on site the day we were shooting. We talked to him about what it was like growing up in this place.
It was fun to have the mountains to walk around and explore with, to have nature so much a part of our lives. If you might notice the buildings are really kind of small, so you kind of have to walk outside in order to go to the dining room or your bedroom or even to the bathroom.
Brennan is an artist, and one of the places he creates is where his father created as well. But this space is not just for Hubbells. This place is about much more than just unique buildings like this one. This is called the Big Studio, and beautiful pieces of art. This big piece is a restored stained glass window that came out of the Triton restaurant in Cardiff. It will soon be taken down to the San Diego History Center, where it will be on permanent loan. But just as importantly is the artwork that is being created here every day. Gertis says keeping this place alive with newly created art was important to Jim Hubbell.
We have artists in our employ, Actually, everybody here practices some sort of art. It's just in the nature of wanting to be here. Creative people are drawn here.
Jim Hubbell died in 2024. Ann Hubbell is still alive, but no longer lives at Ilan-Lael, the place she and her husband created. Ilan-Lael can be translated from Hebrew in a couple of ways: a tree that belongs to God, or a tree that unites the physical and the spiritual. That may come about as close as you can to describing this. John Carroll, KPBS News.